Oh, hello and welcome, FPL managers. Welcome to the Zonal Weakness for Game Week 8 by Gone Football Fantasy, and of course, powered by Fantasy Football Scout. For today's Game Week 8 Zonal Weakness, my co host Bethany joins me this week. Hello, Bethany.
Hey, you all right?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yes, I'm good. I mean, FPL, a bit hit and miss, but otherwise I'm good, thanks.
Right. How was the game week?
So it was okay. I basically ended in what I'd call a grey arrow. So I didn't really move anywhere. I was 1 point off a green arrow. I took a -8 to bring in Salah, which obviously ended in disaster, and he didn't get any points for the first time all season.
Hmm.
But Cash and a couple of others managed to save me. So yeah, I've dropped from kind of 980k to pretty much bang on a million. So it's not ideal, but it also could have gone a lot worse. Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you? I
but
think
it's
you're doing better than I am anyway.
yeah, but I'm still not quite happy with the way things went, to be honest. But I wouldn't really complain about it because considering none of my players were really performing except Son and what you might call it Saka, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Cash and Lovey Colville did well, so those are
Very nice.
my saviors for the game week. But yeah, until then, until Cash and Lovey Colville, I think I was really looking at. Horrible rank digits. So I would have overtaken you actually in terms of being the rank.
I think that's
But
the
yeah,
thing.
I
We're
think I
still close, aren't we? We're all still so tightly packed together that anything can happen with just one play. You just need one differential like Colwell or something to go well,
yeah,
and you can rocket straight back up again.
yeah. There is not much difference. I mean, live APL. If you go there, you can see it. There's not too much difference, and I think I'm just about how much 12 points away from 100,000 keys. So that's
Yeah,
basically one differential clicking, and then you're back inside the 100k. So that's
yeah.
okay. But yeah, beside that, I think it went well. So yeah, let's start the zonal because I'm not sure this is something that I've really been eagerly waiting for, to be honest. But anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So this is the zonal weakness for Game Week 8, and of course, what we're going to do is before we start, please do give us a follow and a like on our Facebook page, but also do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And all the data that you see, all the zonal data, but also other data that you see on our page, are all from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. If you're interested in the Fantasy Football Scout membership, please do subscribe now and click on the link at the description section, and you'll get 30% discount. It's an ideal time to actually get the membership. Yeah. So over to you, Bethany, about first the review of the transfer suggestions that we made for Game Week 4.
Yeah, so in game week 4, we obviously put forward Udogie, Maddison, and Sterling as some transfers to make for the coming up game weeks. Maddison has done quite well there. He's got a total of 19 points, which is nearly 5 points per match. So a good suggestion. The other two haven't quite worked out as well as we'd hoped. I think obviously Udogie had Arsenal and Liverpool in that. But he's going to go on to get at least 3 more green fixtures. So I think he's definitely a hold. It's a shame that he didn't get anything in that Sheffield game. But otherwise, I think he's definitely still getting in all the right positions. Sterling obviously has been hugely disappointing to everyone that brought him in. Hasn't even managed to get the minimum of 2 turn-up points each week. He's getting less than 2 points a match, and obviously started on the bench in the last match. But I think, again, he's been really unlucky. He's still getting into great positions himself, but also he's setting up teammates like Jackson who then aren't scoring the chances. So I think owners have been quite unlucky there. But yeah.
Yeah, we can all blame Jackson for that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, there were at least there would have been 2 assists, clear-cut assists, which were clear-cut chances and big chances, I would say, which kind of
Yeah.
Jackson kind of either missed it or kind of kicked the ball outside the. So, but anyway, um, beside that, let's get straight into the zonal weakness for this week. And I'm really sorry, but I'm kind of worried about my own team now because the zonal is not really, the matrix doesn't really kind of indicate my players. So here it is, just bringing it up. So what stands out, Bethany? Because for me, everything stands out, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the main thing that stands out is Aston Villa. I think obviously they're off the back of that 6-1 win against Brighton, which I don't think anyone saw coming. And it's now, I think, even if before we'd seen this table, it's kind of a scramble to get in Watkins, to get in Cash or Digne in defence, to get in Diaby. And the zonal weakness just makes that even more of a priority. Yeah, I think a target this week should definitely be one of those to bring in, depending on what you're looking to improve, whether you're looking to get a forward, a midfielder, or a defender. But all of those come up really nicely on the zonal. And yeah, they've shown what they can do already last week, that they can score not just a few goals, but many goals, which means there's more chance for more people to be involved in them. So yeah, I think Aston Villa, definitely invest in them if you haven't already. I've brought in Watkins already, and I might be. I've got Cash in last week. Brought Watkins in already ahead of next week, and I may be looking at Diaby. Obviously, we want more news on Diaby, whether that injury is going to keep him out of this week first. So kind of wait for the press conferences before you make any decisions regarding him. But otherwise, yeah, they're great shouts this week. I also really like Burn as an option. Obviously, Botman looks like he's going to be out for a bit. And so if you haven't invested in Newcastle defence already, or you maybe want to swap Botman out, or you want to downgrade someone like Chilwell if you're still holding on to them, that kind of thing, to release some funds, Burn looks like a great shout, both from clean sheet potential, but also he may have a chance with to get a header against West Ham. So yeah, those are the ones that really stand out for me. I think obviously you've got like March and Duncan there from Brighton, but for me, after seeing them lose that 6-1 loss, I think I'm staying away from them for now. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the other player, which is not marked, but I think I just want to bring everyone's attention, is 𝐿𝐸𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐸. I think that's he's been continuously doing well in the zonal, but of course not really performing. But I think sooner or later, looking at his underlying stats, the other underlying stats, I think kind of indicates that it's nearly time that we can expect. I would assume that over the next 3 fixtures that 𝐿𝐸𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐸 would deliver. But yeah, let's just hope.
Yeah, he's definitely passed the eye test when I've been watching him recently too. Yeah. So, and obviously he's just outside being highlighted. He's like 6th for left flank for chances and crosses. So he's just on the edge of being highlighted there. So once the data and matches up, I think could definitely have a chance. Okay,
let's go to the next slide. And again, not really great, to be honest, at least.
Yeah, I mean, and you just look at it and I just think we're just not talking about any of these names. No one is considering bringing these players in at all. The only 2 names on there that people are batting around are Mbeumo and Sterling, and that's because we all want to ship them straight out of our teams because we're fed up with them. So nobody is massively standing out for me, but I think seeing Mbeumo and Sterling being up there highlighted with great weakness this week, I think probably if you've got one of them, maybe they're more of a hold than this week. I've got Mbeumo, I've got rid of Sterling already, but I've still got Mbeumo, and I was looking at getting rid of him. But I'm seeing this and thinking, actually, maybe there's other fires in my team that I'd rather attack this week and give Mbeumo one last chance. So I think maybe Mbeumo and Sterling could be another hold just because of the data this week, if you've got other fires. If not, feel free to take them out too. But yeah, they could be a hold if you've got other things to do. I think Mudryk is maybe somebody just to keep an eye on. Obviously, he got the goal the other night and looks again like he could do well this week. Otherwise, I'm not interested in Fulham players, unfortunately. Yeah, I think all United players, I think, again, they're still not showing what that they can fight with even teams that should be well below them. I'm not convinced at the moment. So I think I'd be avoiding and not wasting precious transfers on most of these players, I'm afraid.
True. I agree with that. And I think I have two of them, to be honest. So I need to ship them out. And it's high time. I think I've given them 7 game weeks, and it's not like I've not got any return, but
No.
I think it's time that, I utilize my investment better in some other places. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yeah, I'm really worried. Looking at the zonal weakness this week, I'm really worried about my own
Yeah.
team again. Because last week also my players were not really there on the zonal matrix, and I was like, okay, this week is not going to look like great. It didn't, so I'm again starting to worry whether
Yeah.
this week it's going to be more or less the similar story. But anyway, let's hope for something different. But um, let's go, and this is the transfer suggestion for this week. So, Watkins it is. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a great suggestion. I think obviously he's got a great fixture this week, and then the next few coming up also look great, especially those West Ham and Forest fixtures. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I've already made that move. I had him at the beginning of the season and then shipped him out once he started scoring goals. So he's come straight back in for me, and regretting that. But as we've just seen, there's no teams standing out on there that we already own or that we're already interested in that look good. The zonal's not highlighting any teams other than really Aston Villa that we're already intrigued by. So I think Aston Villa is definitely the way to go for your transfer this week if you're going to make one.
Okay. So, would you suggest Hoyland to? I have Hoyland, by the way, so sorry for that. But would you suggest Hoyland to Watkins? A easy swap, sideways move?
I definitely think so. I think just as a team, Aston Villa are looking so much better, as well as having some nice fixtures coming up. So yeah, maybe later on in the season you can go back to Hoyland, but at the moment I think Watkins, he's a proven asset, and Aston Villa are looking great, especially at home. But yeah, they look great.
Yeah, they do, and I think Unai Emery is proving a point here. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
proving. Yeah. All right. So this is the team of the week for Game Week 8. Anything outstanding here?
I think obviously you've got two Villa players in there, so yep, focus on them. I also think it's interesting that you've got the three Spurs players, but not Maddison. So those with Son will be very happy. And yeah, if you fancy a punt, I think this is obviously a great week for wildcarders because they could maybe punt on someone like Kulusevski and Porro again. We've got many of us have got Udogie already in, but if you're on a wild card, that's an easy switch. You can move to Porro instead. Obviously, interesting to note that Anderson's in there, whereas Gordon has been suspended because he's got collected all those yellow cards. If you own Gordon, I'd be keeping him because, again, he's got some nice fixtures coming up. He's a great enabler if you want to bring in your Salahs or you want to kind of have Son and Haaland or Salah and Haaland and Son, that kind of thing. So keep him and bench him. And I think Umbremo being there is a great... yeah, it's nice because it's one of the few players that I already own, and maybe he might finally do something after those blanks. And Digne, I think, is also interesting for those wild carding because many of us have gone with cash. But I like Dean, and obviously it looks like he might have a good week this week.
Yeah, Porro is an interesting shout. Castagna looked quite lively, I would say, but I'm not saying please transfer him in. That's not what I'm trying to suggest. But he looked lively, and of course, Digne. Kulusevski is there. So, but yeah, I was pretty surprised when I first time saw it. I saw Anderson. I was like, "What happened to Gordon?" And then I realized, okay, he's also joined. He's done some sort of had a good friendship with Jackson. So yeah, so that's that. But anyway, I think we are nearly at the end of the show. So thank you so much for joining, Bethany, once
Yeah,
again,
that's right.
and
Thanks for
thank
having
you,
me.
audience. And thank you, audience, for watching and, of course, for all your support. Please do so and continue liking our tweets and, of course, our Facebook page and help us to grow. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe. But until then, we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.